Baby dolls, this is breaking news. ChainLink has confirmed that you are a chocolate-dipped strawberry. It has hit my $15.15 meme target. It was a carry-on from $14.14, which was a carry-on from $13.13. What is going on here? I am still in disbelief. I don't even get excited. You shouldn't get excited, friends. The pump has just started. Even if we go back down, which is the opposite of up, it doesn't matter. We are here to crank, and I'm going to give you some Arabic guitar known as the oud, and you're going to freaking pump it. Are you ready? It's going to crank, friends. These juicy fat green candles. Come on, baby. Feels good to be called a scammer and a trash Ponzi peanut brain for 2 years plus, and slowly have it come your way. So my meme number is hit. What happens next? I'm going to tell you what's going on, friends. I'm getting a lot of messages right now. How do I get in? How do I get in? Well, chill out. Don't FOMO. I don't know where it's going. Okay, could go to zero. My pants, okay? My pants, friends. You got to look at my pants. My pants are still firmly placed on. My underwear is not soiled. But I do wonder, what does $16.16 feel like? This is going to be very exciting, isn't it? Remember, we don't even really care about the Link USD price. I care about the Link ETH price, because Ethereum is the candle that we have to beat. It is the candle shining so brightly, that flame of Ethereum. We have to beat it. And how do we beat it? Well, you chart against Ethereum, you just hope the candle goes up. That's it. We have a long way to go, man. We have a long way to go. It's going to be great when this plays out. Now, there is actually an enormous ChainLink shorter, all right? His health rate is about 1.05. He's close to liquidation. He keeps adding collateral, I think. And I mean, like, should have been liquidated earlier, but this guy's been a bit naughty. He's been a bit naughty. He's a big shorter. He keeps shorting against the bug eaters. I'm telling you now, fading the bug eater coin when they've chosen it clearly it's bad. It's suicide. You're going to end up in a coffin. Don't do it. He should have watched my videos. $900 is programmed. Of course, make sure you like, subscribe, belly button. I've only made 100 plus videos telling you ChainLink is the chosen one. CCIP tech, it is elite tier. We're going to the moon. Let this be a lesson against those with rounded elbows and hunchbacks. Please, friend, you're going to make mistakes on leverage. I know, look, the leverage on the way up, it's sexually invigorating. But I'm telling you right now, no one stops. Once you take a bite of that cherry, you want another bite, another bite. Like, bro, you've been partying for 2 days. Give your heart a rest. Go home. You haven't slept. You have to be careful when it comes to these, because it's going to get exciting in the bull market and you're going to take on more leverage and it's not going to end well at all. I want you to remember something. In crypto, it's not really about how early you got in, okay? Even though, yeah, it kind of is, but really it's about how long you hold. Crypto, though, has 24-hour cycles. We feel like 3 days in 1 day, all right? In a month, you get gray hairs already, all right? During those deep red months, the toilet paper hands will always look for a reason to justify their selling. Look what I had to sit through with ChainLink. And I did all the fundamentals and it was still going down and nothing mattered. And it is what it is, friends. That's how you're going to make it. You're going to make it because you're my friend. I want to remind you, what's the target? Well, the target is when ChainLink flips XRP. Because XRP, look, God bless the XRP army, but you got to be overtaken. I mean, ChainLink is the chosen one, okay? Now, here's the thing. I still love ChainStink. And if it pumps hard enough, we've got a strategy. I'm not going to take all of it out, but I think, yeah, start considering buying some other cheap stuff if it goes up. Please don't do it. We're nowhere near that zone, not even anywhere close to that zone. ChainLink's got to like go another 3, 4, 5x, got to do something big, okay? So we're nowhere near that. It doesn't even have to give it to us, all right? It depends how cheap they are. Now, this is, people think I'm joking. No, I made videos on this. Ripple have capitulated to copying Ethereum technology. Ripple's liquidity machine is poop. It's not actually a machine. It's just like a mouse doing the circular cartwheels. It's doing nothing. It's a mouse on a little bicycle, a unicycle, okay? Doing nothing. They've had to fork Uniswap, the real DeFi version of Uniswap V2, to get their liquidity pools. And I'm sure they're going to fork others too. That kind of tells you the writings on the wall, man. ChainLink, you're like, bro, you guys are forking Ethereum? That, like, Uniswap, that's your answer to these payment solutions? Okay. I have coined this term from yours truly, me. It's called the linkening. What is the linkening? The linkening flippening is when ChainLink flips SexRP. That's exactly what we're here for. And by the way, I'm going to show you this cringe meme from XRP Army. Like, just this is the best I got to offer, friends. Like, if this is the best meme you've got to offer, I'm going to have to crank some music. Okay? You're going to have to do better than that. You're going to have to do way better than that, friends. Mr. Mufasa, at what price would you stop DCAing into Pulse and PulseX? Yeah, I reckon don't even think about it. Don't even place limit order buys. Just market buy. As long as Pulse is on the day one sack. Whatever PulseX is, you get it too. So as long as Pulse is on the day one sack, market buy Pulse, PulseX, HEX, they're just way too cheap at this point, okay? Also, funny, when do we get out? Well, look, be honest, ChainLink is now cycle 2, maybe cycle 3, depending how you measure it. We might not get the epic retailer signals, unfortunately. These are dream signals when you get them. Look at this guy, Persync, right? I just got a message from a friend who doesn't know anything about crypto, wondering if he should buy CAS, which is Casper, and INJ, which is Injective. Why? Because those are the best performing coins. They're going up. CAS is up 300x. Now, please, friends, this is what I don't get. When I tell someone that something's up 300x, they actually want to get in. And I'm like, dude, this thing is worth $1, now it's $300. You want to buy in straight away? No, this is expensive, but you got to get into that mindset. People want to play momentum. I get it. Injective's also been doing really good. You got to be careful out there, man. Don't just sell your bags because they're not moving right now, all right? Also, this gentleman also said, seems too early for retail to be interested. Is it time to sell? Just thinking about it, I wouldn't touch any of the bags, friends. I think we got quite a while to go from here. Don't forget, real DeFi, like PulseChain, doesn't need to trust a soy drinker. Look at this, what SBF said. This was November 7th, right before the collapse. A competitor is trying to go after us with false rumors. FTX is fine. Assets are fine. Details. It was all a complete Fugazi lie. All right. Real DeFi, remember, you don't need to trust anybody. You have your own keys. And guess what? FTX was a curse, but it's a blessing in disguise. Almost like when there's rain, there's a rainbow that comes after that. This is going to make it easier for the PulseChain community to market to people coming in. They're like, hey, you know what's better than fake DeFi? Real DeFi. That's it. That's how you funnel people in. Because it's actually true, friends. It's not just a Ponzi. It's like, hey, you know, this is how the system's meant to work, right? It's meant to work for you, the people. Also, let's have some fun. King Charles, right? I love just how there's such an enormous retaliation. They said, he's not my king. He's not my king. Yes, he's our king, darling. The king has spoken, friends. PulseX is cheap. Owning PulseX is owning the casino. Get it on PulseChain, real DeFi. It is still mega freaking cheap. If you go to gopulse.com, look at this, man. The buy and burn. Oh my God, the buy and burn's ticking up. The buy and burn's ticking up, friends. 2.65%. You see this little number? Every day I wake up, I check this number. It goes 2.6, 2.61, 62, 68. This is a buy and burn. 2.65% of the entire supply is now off the market. It's been bought. It's going to keep getting bought. It's beautiful to see. That's what you want. You're owning the casino. You don't need single-sided staking, man. You don't need it at all. Okay, here's Ricardo Corazon himself. You don't need it. It's buying it. Now, of course, go demand it, go ask for it. I don't really care, but it doesn't need these tokenomics, man. It's got the best tokenomics in the world, and it's got hyperburn. We did cheat mode, friends. We did the cheat modes. Now, if we have a look at Bitcoin, all right, Bitcoin, 36,800, yeah, friends, I'm just telling you, any day now, any day. Okay, waiting for the poopy farty noise. This is the fractal, the Mt. Gox Ponzi fractal. Let's have a look at where we are. We are still following it. We're still following it. And if we continue to follow it, look at Bitcoin, if we zoom right in, I mean, it's crazy. When are we going to break? When are we going to break? But look, there is a flash crash that comes. I want to remind you, this fractal part is repeating the Bitcoin halvening. I don't know if it's going to happen. This was literally on the Bitcoin halvening. If you go back to the date, it was around here. So don't use any of these copium stuff. We could do a flash crash any day. Any day you wake up, bang, it's down 30% because that's exactly what it is. It goes back and retests the level. We don't know what's going on, but we could just be going sideways here. We could still be here in March next year, but hey, it's better than being much lower because moving up is better than moving down. And I want to remind you, okay, I've got a chart here. So I've got a chart, friends, of HEX versus ETH. Okay, now this is super important to know because at the end of the day, I just showed you Link ETH chart earlier. The goal is to outperform Ethereum. All right, you got to outperform ETH. If you can't outperform ETH, why are you taking that excess risk? All right, now what happened here was I've got the chart here of it, and I selected log. So as you can see here, this is actually a log chart. No, it doesn't look like it, but it basically round-tripped. Now, this is super important to think about. So here's the HEX adoption amplifier, goes up, come back, and then we come back down, all right? It just shows you what happens during bear markets. People don't think straight, okay? They treat everything like an altcoin. They sell unimaginable lows. You've seen that, all right? Now, this is why you got to be careful as you're planning for the bull market. What do I tell you? I go, well, if you don't like the thought of lower prices than expected, then you are not long enough, my friend. You need to increase your bag size. Don't do leverage, all right? Try to find a second job. I had a friend, literally, I told you the other day, a friend messaged me. He had 200 grand sitting in stocks. Like it never occurred to him. I told him, I go, bro, you know, stocks, all right, you're down 20 or 30% on them. You can sell them and buy minus 98% discount in Richard Heart ecosystem, right? And he did. I think he's put like 50K Pulse, 50K PulseX. There you go. So this is how you can maneuver your own portfolio without stabbing yourself too much. All right. Now, something to note, HEX pretty much round-tripped most of its gains from Ethereum if you got in during the first phase. That's important because I want to think about where we are PulseX day one sack, because once we climb back to our break-even points, you can't think, okay, we're never going to come back here again, because it's possible from the ratios that we do come back there again. You just got to be prepared for that. All right. There is still gains from, HEX inflation, the staking, the big payday, but the general principle here, that's the most important thing I want to get to. The idea that, look, man, I want to live in a world where we just hold and everything just goes up and creates higher floors. Unfortunately, in crypto, it is impossible to do that. Oh my God, it's really, really hard. ChainLink was able to do that. Ethereum was able to do that, right? Because Link BTC and ETH BTC, but man, it's really hard, friends. It's really hard. Doge, but you don't have many, man. But you saw what happened. People just come and they sell unimaginable lows again, all right? Now, we were all hoping it would make a nice high-low floor, but it gave everything back, okay? But you got to think. I'm trying to protect you. Even though HEX had good game theory, it's still round-tripped with staking, time lock, PulseChain sacrifices. You had the carrot on the stick, like, oh, you better not sell your HEX because you're going to get the PHEX copy and he could launch it at any time. You remember that? So I want to ask you, do you think this is going to repeat again? So what I did was I put a fractal here. This is what it looks like, okay? Like, this is where Pulse ETH is. We're all the way down here. If it does this chart, that's a 20x on Ethereum. Now, this is the thing, right? If ETH from here does a 5x, you might be looking at 100x for Pulse. It's possible, right? You might say, how's that possible? Well, look, it's possible. Pulse does 100x, but HEX does a 30x. It is possible, or even 25x, okay? Maybe the ratio stretch. Maybe the layer one chain goes bigger than the store of value. So you don't know this. You don't know. If you get everything equal value, you never really know. But it's something to think about as a possibility, because how do you prepare in the next bull market events? You prepare now. You get ready now. So if this repeats, to make it clear, it means our day one sacrifice price for the Pulse ETH and PulseX ETH ratios that we got when we entered at that time, it could be met with a round trip. This is just what happens in crypto, unless you see some new game theory, new wallet, new sacrifice. Okay, but you don't know that, right? We don't know that. So yeah, I hope Richard Hart comes out with a robotic squirrel and he's able to do a wallet sacrifice and he's able to get everybody to throw their money in and whatever. I hope he can do that, but we don't know. Or if he did do it, what if it's a 2028 narrative? Okay, that's what you don't know. So I don't like to be tempted by leverage. And to not be tempted by leverage in the future, you act today when it sucks, right? People are calling for, oh my gosh, PulseX, where's your single side staking? Where's your limit orders? Good. That means the prices are cheap. I want to buy that. I don't want to buy PulseX with the emotional money when there is limit orders, when there is single side staking, when there is Richard Hart streaming. I don't want to be buying then. Okay, you want to be in a selling mindset. Now, you're not going to sell. You're just going to think, all right, As soon as you take your pants off, I'm going to start trimming out. That's it. Okay, that's what you want to be. Now, this dotted line I put here, this is the day one sacrifice price for Pulse to ETH, where we got, and we are still down, okay? And I remember up here, this gets you 20x. This is a fractal of HEX ETH. So that's exactly what it did from that day one, okay? Just, like I said, it's 20x on Ethereum is enormous. I mean, we're going excited over like a 4x in Link, okay? That's why. So when things stay super cheap, you have to take a super competitive advantaged approach by buying low. Mr. Fabio says, are you more of a fan of PulseX or HEX? Well, friend, it just depends on the prices. That's it. Because of the ratio, because the ratio's gone down, okay? PulseX versus HEX ratio is so down. I like Pulse here now. I'm like, hey, you're too cheap, right? If it goes up again 200%, I'm like, all right, sweet. You're expensive now. I'd rather own HEX, okay? We're in the cheap zone. Just like, okay, at 1-to-1 parity for EHEX, PHEX, what do you want to own? All right, you'd probably say, I want to own PHEX. All right. What if I put the ratio down to 0.3? You see what I mean? Now, if I put the ratio down to 0.3, you might think, you know what? So this is the HEX Pulse. This is the Pulse to HEX ratio, friends. And I'll just put it, I'll invert it, and I'll switch it to the ratio just so you can see. This is it. This is it. So in the rectangle here, I want to own Pulse and PulseX, right? Up at the dove, maybe you want to own HEX, okay? So these things are just ratios. They move around. And it's not like super simple and easy, but at least you get an idea of relative value, okay? So this is the EHEX, PHEX. You might say, hey, if EHEX is down at the coffin, maybe you want to own EHEX, right? But if we're up at the trophy levels, maybe you want to own PHEX. The beautiful part is this is within the same ecosystem. They're liquidity bonded, psychologically bonded. And the beautiful part is the splits, okay? The damage up and down, it hurts, but it's not as brutal as other altcoins. With other altcoins, they don't go up 100% and revert. They don't drop 50% and revert. Okay, they go up like 700%, and then you don't know. You're like, oh my gosh, I screwed it, right? Because there's two fundamental narratives going, and they're two different coins, two different founders. But with this, we have a unique advantage. So let me know what you think. Do you think we're going to get a repeat? Because this is exactly what HEX did, right? Look, you'd even have a 2025 run. It's funny enough. I mean, it's actually kind of really funny. This is April 2025. You see this? See May? Right here, see April, May? This is 1 year after the Bitcoin halvening. Bitcoin halvening is going to be around here, okay? And that's 1 year after. And remember, we know, like, for some reason, altcoins versus BTC versus ETH, they peak 1 year after the halvening, okay? It happened 3 out of 3 times. Don't know if it's going to happen again. Maybe there's going to be a narrative that makes you get a deal you can't refuse. Right? Imagine you get a deal you can't refuse, that the news is so good, but, you know, don't worry. I'm going to be very, very unpopular then again, because, hey, that's what your goal here is, to buy in the depression, sell in the euphoria. Okay? Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all, tell mum and dad, Pulse versus ETH is very cheap, and you are a chocolate dipped strawberry. Catch you in the next one.